If someone gave me like two options, be top 10 and feel the way I felt 3 months ago, or have the ranking I have now, even maybe 80, 90, but be happy and just enjoy what I'm doing, I would definitely take the 80, because at the end of the day, just because someone is happy with what you have doesn't mean you have to be happy with it. This year is my first year I got into top 100, and I really thought it's gonna get easier. I was like, if I get there, life is gonna be so good. I get more money, I have less worries, and it was the total opposite. I put so much pressure on myself. I was practicing twice as hard. I'm really not having fun doing this. And I've had fun my whole life. At the end of the day, why the hell are we here? We're here to have a happy life. Why do you keep on doing stuff that genuinely doesn't give you joy? You still have to be disciplined. You have to practice. You have to have practices you hate. At the end of the day, every person in tennis is only interested in you if you're winning. If my 10-year self would know where I am right now, I would piss my pants. Like, I would be so happy about it.
Hi, I am Caroline Garcia.
And I am Borja Duran.
Welcome to Tennis Insider Club. This is a podcast where the top tennis players open up like never before.
From Grand Slam champions to rising stars, they tell their stories in their own words. Subscribe now on your favorite platform and don't miss an episode. Let's get started.
This year is my first year I got into top 100. And I mean, I've been working, everyone's working for it for, I don't know, 20 years. Someone's getting there earlier or later. I really thought it's going to get easier. I was like, if I get there, life is going to be so good. Like, I get more money, I have less worries. And it was the total opposite. I had so much pressure. I put so much pressure on myself. I was practicing twice as hard. I was practicing so much. And like, right before Wimbledon, I thought, I'm really not having fun doing this. And I've had fun my whole life. And I was on court playing the craziest tournaments, finally could play all the thousands, all the Grand Slam main draws. I was like, my biggest goal is to be main draw, Grand Slam, every Grand Slam. And then I was, but I didn't realize it.
What's next? No, like
because
now's
I'm
your
like,
main draw, so now you do like fourth round everywhere, no? Because if you do it in Australia,
exactly. And then I'm like, oh fuck, I'm losing points. I might get like, I'm in top 100 and I'm like, what if I get out of it? You know, and for me, like especially the last weeks, I have an amazing team. I'm traveling with my family. My family is the reason why I'm in top 100, why I'm here. And they were the ones that were telling me, Eva, chill. Even if you lose ranking, even if you lose every single round, you have the level, you're going to get there eventually. Just breathe. Don't think about results. Don't think about the expectations of others. Just think about yourself and what makes you happy.
At least you have people next to you saying that, because it's quite rare in tennis. I feel like these kind of people who are taking care of the human also, not just like exploiting you to do more.
I mean, you also know that there are like also a lot of players who maybe don't have they have an amazing team, but the team maybe doesn't think that much about like how they're feeling, the mental health, the
human being at the end.
Because I'm going to be honest, some players, even if they're not as happy or not feel that well, they still perform good.
Yes.
Because it's like the routine, maybe they've been experienced more than others. But for me, if I am not good in here, I play like shit.
Tennis, just like in life, health is everything. That's why at Tennis Insider Club, we are proud to partner with Hologic, a global leader in women's health. Hologic's mission is simple: to help women everywhere live healthier, longer lives through early detection and innovation. Because when women are strong, the world gets stronger. Learn more at hologic.com. I completely agree with you. I think maybe some players are able to do fine and compete, but what about if they are healthy in their mind? They can do like so much better, probably.
Also.
And then
also,
what? Like when they stop and they don't have tennis in their life anymore, they are miserable people.
That's true. But it starts, or at least for me, it started in the very beginning, like as a young player that, I don't know if it's like something you get taught or if someone teaches you that. But for me, I always had that feeling, if I don't have good results, I don't deserve a good time off court.
Classic.
Like if I lost the match. I had like a situation, I think it was Eddie Her or Orange Ball or something as a junior, and I won Eddie Her, which was like amazing, but then I got like Physically, I was so dead to play orange ball, and I had like, I don't remember what, shoulder, ab, something. So I pulled out of orange ball. And the next day, obviously, I was there with my mom, with my sister. We went to the beach. We had pictures. We had good food. We, I don't know, went out to dinner. And then my mom told me, wait a little bit, don't post anything on Instagram because everyone in Germany is gonna criticize you. Like, oh, she pulled out. Why is she having fun off court?
Yeah.
Which is, if you think about it now, it's the stupidest thing ever. Like, just because, just because you're not performing on court doesn't mean you can't have a good time off court.
Well, maybe you deserve it even more. Maybe you need it, no?
But that's not the mindset that people have. For example, if a normal person is working, like they're working a 9-to-5 job or like whatever, after work, they get a beer with friends. They go have a dinner. They go out maybe to a concert, and that's totally normal.
Well, you have
But
2 days per week where you do nothing about
you
your
choose
work.
whatever you want to do.
But with athletes,
Yeah.
if you don't have good results and you have a good time, people say, this is the reason why you have bad results.
Even more on the women's side, sometimes it looks like that, like players have even more like attached their identity to their results, no? Like in men's, they look like they're like, most of the time, I don't want to generalize, but they struggle less to understand, hey, like I'm lucky to be here,
Yeah, but it's, I don't know what people accept or expect. You lose a match, should you be crying the whole day and be like, oh my God, like obviously it's disappointing, but it's our life. You have to deal with it better. And I feel like just because obviously the matches or the tennis is not doing or going well, maybe they go to the park to just feel a little bit happier because if I lose matches, I am depressed. Like if
You're
especially
depressed?
last match against Keys.
The scenario is not helping that one.
I know.
I understand that one.
that one hurts with match points. So I'm not sleeping that night.
Yeah, normal.
So it's like my parents are taking me and they're telling me, I don't know, go shopping or go breathe or go for a walk. It's like you just have to get your mind off things, and it's our reality. I feel like I go crazy if I don't do at least something outside the court.
Yeah, and this, like, your parents and, your father was a player and is your coach.
Yeah.
And at the end, on those tough moments, he always helped you to get out of tennis.
Yeah, he does. I feel like he also had to learn a lot with me because I'm a very sensitive person. I'm very emotional, and my parents grew up in Ukraine, so they do have the Eastern European mentality. I feel like to a certain point, this is the mentality that helped me play well. But again, I'm sensitive. So if he would like just do like Eastern European, I would probably break. I would be like, I'm not going to do the sport anymore. I'm going to stop. So he definitely had to learn with me, especially also because I had a very sensitive body with my arthritis. Like we had to check. I can't just practice 10 hours a day because my body would then say, I'm not going to do that with you. So right now, especially this year, they are my biggest fans, really the closest people I have in my life. And I'm very, very privileged to say that because I do know a lot of people could like have troubles with the family, like especially with dads or moms as a coach. It does get tough. Like we're both Capricorns. So it definitely clashes a lot of times on practice, which I think we both need. Like we need to let the steam out. But I'm very happy to have them by my side, and I'm very lucky with that. So this is the reason why I'm staying sane, guys. Really, I would go crazy.
It's good that also him on his role is able to like learn and improve to like fit better what you need.
And adapt, exactly. Adapt to how you need to be coached, no? Like, and not say like, this is my way and you have to adapt to my way of coaching. It's the other way around.
Yeah, I'm very thankful that I have parents that adapt because we all know that the older you get, the tougher it is to change maybe bad or good habits. So, but at the end of the day, why I'm so lucky with my family, I know they want to see me win. I know they want to do everything for me to succeed. And my dad is telling me, listen, Eva, I'm doing this until you can do it by yourself because I'm out. Like I'm already tired. So let's see how long he's going to stick around. But I think...
they're there to help you because you see a lot of parents in tennis who seem to be doing it. It's all about them and the way they even act on tour. And you see like it's, like the story, the success is about them, not about the kid.
Yeah, that's true. But also, I don't know. I think something they did right, because I don't know how it was with your parents, but with me, every time I was arguing with my parents or something is not going my way, I was always telling them, I'm never going to do it the same way you do it. Like, I'm going to raise my kids so
Well, that's a
different.
classic.
So I don't know if you said the same, but it was like this. But now I'm thinking, well, I hated them a lot, but I feel like something they did right.
Of course.
Something.
Yeah. No, my dad was my coach. My mom was a bit more out, but she was traveling quite a lot with us. And at one point, like I wanted, because my dad has no tennis background, so it's very different position already.
I get it.
So for him to like say, hey, I'm going to coach you is like come from a darker side, we'll say. And then at one point I really wanted to like have my own team and like get my independence. When I was like top 100, I was like, you know what, like just be my dad. And he never really gave me that confidence and freedom to do it. So he was always around in my team. And even after when I play well, when I was with Bertrand already like 2022 and he was outside, he kind of came in again and kind of destroyed everything. So for me, it was not as healthy, and I had to always do more and more. It was like never good enough. Even if I was like in a happy place doing well, I always had to do more. So for me, it was harder to find that balance, It's like that balance of like, like kind of disappointing your parents sometimes. So,
but it does sound like the old school, like the.
I think you cannot compare because your dad is there. But he has been there. He has the experience. He knows what tennis is. Not like for some. It's like imagine if once we have a kid and he wants to be a lawyer, or we decide that he's going to be a lawyer first. He doesn't even decide, and then it's us teaching him how to be a lawyer. Like that would be like
that would be tough.
Everyone would say you're fucking stupid, Borja.
Confident.
Yeah, like everyone would call us stupid and crazy. But then it happened in sports. That's okay. You maybe have no background on that sport, but it's, hey, you know what you're doing.
I get it.
No, and like it sounds also like if for some reason one day you both feel like the connection on tennis is not working, or you just want to be father-daughter, it's fine,
true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, for my parents, it was always important that I have to finish school first. Yep. Like this is why I finished school in 2020 in Germany, but also I think it's funny because I stalked the whole Instagram page of your podcast because I was getting ready. I'm like, should I be prepared? Because I'm like always scared that I'm gonna get questions and I'm not ready, and that's why I'm very straight. But I saw Iga said the same, and it was so funny because it was literally the same with my parents. School was always the priority. If school was bad, I didn't practice. Like I had to do school, which in my case, luckily, I never had problems with school, so I could always play tennis. And it was important for them for me to finish because I would always have a plan B. Like even if something goes wrong, because I feel like that's one thing I forget. It can end like this because it's like we're working with our body. Like this is, you say your body, your temple. In tennis, it really is, because if your body is not working, you're not making money. You're not playing. Maybe your sponsors, you're going to lose your sponsors. So if you don't have a plan B, this is one thing that always scared me. When I look at other people, I'm like, how are you playing? Like I would overthink every second of the day if like tennis stops. What am I going to do?
Yeah, true.
So,
and also as a kid, maybe it's not the healthiest to have like so much pressure when you're like 12, 13, 14, that, hey, like you have to make it yes or yes.
Yeah.
It's too much.
So you attended school until 18?
Yes.
You went there?
I went there. And in Germany, we are not allowed to do homeschooling or online schooling. So I was being a very, very good student. I was waking up at 6, taking my bus at 6:47 from home so I can be in school at 8. But I was going to a sports school, so 3 times a week I could practice before school from 8 till 9:30. And then I was in school from 10 to 4. And after that I practiced again. So we had to be there. So I had my whole life I had a normal school life.
Yeah.
Nice.
Normal.
Yeah, friends and stuff.
And
Like
which is
to grow up as a kid.
Yeah.
Your case, it was a bit like isolated since 11.
Yeah.
Now it's like tennis. So.
Yeah. So that's also like one thing that I think is very tough as a tennis player, especially if you go in there very early. Like you're kind of isolated from like the, I would say, normal life, because everything we do is not normal. Like the practice, basically, if you compare it, you're working since you're how old? 11. You practice every day, you play tournaments, you don't have much free time, so you're basically fully working, and other people do it after school, after university, when they're 24, 25, 22, whatever, and you've been doing it for 10 years already.
No, I mean, like, so I left school when I was 11, and I was doing homeschooling, but obviously it's always very different. You're by yourself, and like
back in the day, there was like no even internet almost.
As I'm very old.
You're like
we're old
literally
people
with
now,
your own thoughts.
When we were like 10,
with our
10 there was like the messenger thing, but like not even Google almost.
I was like, no, a
book, what?
No, I just have to read. It was like a disaster.
No ChatGPT to help you with anything.
Not even Google.
But even like to travel, you know, when you were traveling and you had to carry like 15 books, like you had to choose, like you couldn't carry everything. You had to choose which one you were bringing for 1 month in Mexico or US. You know?
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Now it's much. I mean,
it's easier.
I still don't think it's a good idea, but it's easier to do it.
Yeah.
And after also, like, I mean, if you're not at school, priority to put to tennis is like for you to be able to practice more. But also, like, you're only surrounded by adults, because at that time, if you're good, it's meaning probably you cannot play with other kids. And then, or they're at school. So you are like surrounded by adults. And it's like, in the week you practice, and then during the weekend, it's like probably match day or tournaments or whatever. So it's like, when are you a kid?
You're very isolated. Like, it's just the tennis bubble. And for me, I think really, I'm really happy that like my closest friends, they don't know shit about tennis. They really don't know. They're like, I don't know, I have like the worst match of my career, and I'm like so down. And then my friends, text me, and she's asking, "Oh, I saw you lost. Oh, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Yeah, oh my god, it was on live TV, had like 35 double falls. I feel like it was I was a disgrace for the tennis sport." And she's like, "Oh no, but I'm still so proud of you."
Your outfit looks nice.
Your outfit looked nice, and I saw the other girl was so strong and big, and it's okay if you lose against her. And I'm like, you know, you get like a little bit more chill. So for me also, I love a lot of tennis players, like whether ATP or WTA. There are so many funny ones, but I'm also very happy when I can get outside of the bubble, because you do go crazy. I mean, it's basically like how do you call it? When you have a class at school and then you go on vacation with the class, like, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
In Germany, it's called Klassenfahrt. Like, you go somewhere with the class.
You probably did it. I didn't do it.
Yeah, I didn't do it either. That is one thing I was not allowed.
Day out with the school. No?
Yeah, and it's like the day out with the school never ends. Yeah. Like, you're always with your class, with your teammates, whatever. You see them week in, week out. Then sometimes there are like a couple of new faces, but usually it's like you always see the people.
You have to find like a way to develop your identity out of being just a tennis player.
That's true.
Otherwise, like, especially when the times are not the best, it can be a bit like tricky, you know? If you don't know who you are as a human. When you're winning, it's just fucking awesome, maybe. But the day you stop winning for a while, it can be like dark.
It's really funny you say that, because this is one thing I've been thinking about the past weeks. Like, I was identifying myself so much with the results, and then I just like wanted to get away from it. Like, I wanted to be not only the tennis player, and this is what I always said, like, I want people to know me as a tennis player, but I also want them to know me as Eva, just, and everything, especially like around it, you know,
your friends and support system. And me, like, when we started dating, like, I was like so shocked, because every time she was losing, I was like, "Do you still love me?" I was like, what
oh no,
what the fuck is even that? Like, are you proud of me? I was like, no, but like every time,
this is so true.
Every time, like, "Do you still love me?" I was like, I mean, after I understood where it was coming from, you know, so I was not judging, but I was like, this is like so dumb, you know. It's like, hey, Carol, like, if one day, like, I lose my job or something, you would love me less, kind of, you know, like, no,
but
right?
It's actually so true, because I have this thought as well. I mean, sometimes when I have like, or I mean, when I'm talking to other people, or I'm talking to love interests, and then I'm losing a match, I'm like, do they still like me?
Yeah.
Would they still like me even if I lose, because and that's the sad thing, you don't really like yourself after it. So you're like, they won't like me as well, which is horrible. So
yeah, it's like your self-esteem is just worst of like
so bad.
What you were doing on the court, and if you win, you're great, and if you lost, you're bad. But I think it's what you say. It's like because you don't love yourself at that moment, so you're like hurting yourself even more.
But if you think about it, where does it come from? Because at the end of the day, everything around the sports is about winning and losing. Like sponsors, ranking, money. You only get paid when you win. People only like the social, like WTA or ATP is only posting you when you win or you have the craziest points. Like at the end of the day, every people in tennis or every person in tennis is only interested in you if you're winning. If you're losing, no one is.
No.
So this is then, which is sad, our part to kind of like build something where we know even if we lose, we have our people, we have our identity, and we still don't lose that much self-worth, but it still happens because it's just tough in this business.
We did an episode with Belinda Bencic when she just came back, and she was like explaining how like having a kid for her was like life-changing, because before she was losing, it's like 2 days of just like self-inflicted drama, and now like she was explaining, like she lost against Paulini, I think in United Cup, like very bad match, but she has a kid. So what, like the day after she had to go to Bondi Beach, like to spend like a day with the family. It's like, wow, like this is just such a better way to play tennis, like I still work very hard, but then after, like I have other things, so I cannot be like self-inflicting pain. Oh, I suck.
You're so much more than a tennis player, but
you have to develop it.
Exactly. It can't just be like
with
like this.
hobbies and
at the end, earlier you were mentioning that, especially in the last couple of weeks, you felt like you were putting more pressure on yourself. And it's true, like when I saw you before, like coming out of qualis and everything, you always like had a smile on your face, like winning or losing, like that was like part of who Eva Lys is. And that was great to see. And with that pressure, you felt like you lost it?
I did. 100%. Like, it's so funny because I usually put out a lot on social media, as you can see. Like, I love to share just because sometimes I think everything I see, everyone else deserves to see as well. And the past months, one thing I was really sad about is that I was showing this like happy Eva, but I wasn't happy. And for me, I never wanted to have this fake persona. So I was a little bit sad that I didn't also show like the struggles behind it. And this was definitely one of them. I mean, all of the people that know me, they know me for just, I know I'm an outgoing personality. I'm usually happy. I do get very sad. I'm very emotional. But I usually just enjoy life and everything that comes with it. And I definitely lost the spark. Like after Australian Open, it was like so much, obviously, because it was the greatest result of my life and what brought me here. But after that, obviously, you start getting more attention. People start having so many opinions about you, like what's good, what's bad. Then all the people around you, or like people you may be known, they want to come to you and give you advice, what you're not doing right. Like you kind of got where you are with everything you're doing, but then everyone's saying, oh, but this is not good. Your serve has to be better. Maybe you should play a slice. And you start listening to them also because you're new. You want to get new impulses. And I feel like for me, it was like step by step, it started just building up with like the expectations from the outside, which I didn't know how to handle. Then out of nowhere, for the first time in my life, I started having bad press about me if I'm not winning a match. I started having so many opinions. You start getting more haters and just so much from the outside that I totally forgot to just maybe focus more on myself and more on my like inner circle. I started focusing on everything around me. So my own expectations grew as well. Like I was like, okay, I need to make third round for sure because I need the points and maybe I need the money. And what if I don't do it? Like I'm losing 200 points in 2 weeks. What if I get out? Like you get so many thoughts that probably everyone else has. But every time I was playing a match, my expectations were through the roof. Like I had some tough draws, especially the thousands. If you make second round, you always play a seeded player.
Yep.
And I had a couple of top 10 players I was playing against, and I was going out and I'm like, I have to win. You know, never played a top 10 before, like maybe once or twice. And I'm going out and I'm like, I have to win. And then I'm so tight on court that I cannot even, like, I have like the easiest forehand and you just miss. And then you get crazy and angry. And that was me. And I was not having fun. I was not laughing about like because usually I laugh when I make mistakes. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Now you're not allowed to do mistakes anymore.
Yes, now you're not allowed. And on practice, I was going crazy. And it was like a slow process. And I'm just looking back and I'm so sad about it because I played the greatest tournaments, the tournaments I've always wanted to play. You know the saying, if you talk to your younger self with who you are right now, do you think they will be proud? And I'm like, if I would talk, if my 10-year-old self would know where I am right now, I would piss my pants. Like, literally, I would be so happy about it. But in the moment, you don't realize that.
Yeah, you lose that perspective, no?
Yeah. So I was actually really sad that I was not really able to enjoy what I had, because I feel like obviously I got there with hard work, but also I got there because I was enjoying what I was doing. I was being happy, and I was feel like I was doing everything around it as well. I feel tennis player or being a tennis player is not only playing tennis for me. It's everything that comes with it.
No, it was like the result of like, I don't know how many times you qualified from Slam before Australian Open.
Yeah,
You know, I was like,
true.
this girl is always going to the qualies. Like, for me, it's the hardest tournament there is out
But
there.
you know
But
why?
like, you were there, you know, like sometimes, yes, you need the tournament where you go a bit farther to like win those couple of points and to go faster. But like, you were like competitive against better player. Like, so it was not just like 1 week we made all the difference. It was like the hard work you were doing was paying off.
Well, they say no, that every overnight success takes 10 years in the making, no?
Yeah. But you know what's funny? When I think back, like people were always asking me, how are you making qualies? Because qualies, like the first times I played qualies, it was brutal because it's like
It is brutal.
It's the first chance to get into a Grand Slam main draw, and this is what you play for. This is what everyone is playing for. And first time, I don't remember, it was Wimbledon. I was there, lost first round. I was happy. I was like, I finally made it to Slam, whatever. And then I lost second round, and then I lost third round. And the first time I lost third round was at US Open. And I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad. You don't even know how much I wanted it. I saw the prize money. I saw the points. I saw the New York everything. Do you think I could play a single ball into the court?
You were so stressed.
I was so stressed. I lost so miserably. For 2 days, I cried my eyes out. It was like the worst experience ever because I wanted it so bad. So after that, I realized, okay, you've been to first round, you lost it. You've been to second round, you lost it. Third round, you've done it all. You're still alive. Nothing bad happened after it. And I see how everyone else is stressed. I don't know how I could switch it in my brain, but I stopped caring whether I qualify or not. I was just happy to be there. And I'm like, I genuinely don't care. I don't care about the result. I don't care if I win the match. If I qualify, I qualify. And this is the reason why I always qualified, because I didn't care if I qualify. And it's always like that. It's for me, same thing. Next milestone was, I was like in Australian Open, 115 was my ranking, qualified, played first round, won first set, like 6-1, like it was my match. And then I'm sitting there and I'm remembering, if I win this match, I'll be top 100. I'm like sitting there and I'm realizing, and then I'm like, okay, fuck, you got to do this. You got to do this. Guess how I lost the second set?
6-1 or 6-love?
6-0.
I lost it 6-0. I lost the match. Same thing like third round. I was devastated. I was crying. I was like, what the hell? So every time I want something so bad, you're not going to get it, because this is the balance, you know? You need to have the flow, the easy arm. And every time I find my way back to the don't care about the results, appreciate the process, do what you can, do what you have to do. This is what I play best.
It happened a bit also. Every time you focus on rankings.
Yeah, every time I was coming back from injury and I was like happy to play like pain-free and do whatever I wanted on court.
Yeah.
That's where I play better.
It is like that. And I mean, it's so funny if you see some tournaments and you see like really good players having not the result you expect them to have. You just have to check, okay, what points are they losing in the next couple of weeks?
Yes.
And then you're like, fair, understandable.
Yeah.
And also for me, what helps to know if like just to have something outside of tennis. Sometimes I'm thinking, okay, if I'm out of the tournament earlier, I can go to the beach.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation, which is probably for a lot of players are gonna hate whatever we're saying right now because they're like, you gotta grind, you need to win, you need to win the tournament.
You think so?
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
You have time to do both, and I think there is like a bit more of knowledge, like you have to find balance and like you're able to do some other things, like you have to train, but you cannot train like all day long neither.
No, but there's one thing I'm trying to, this is why I'm doing it the way I always wanted to. There's such a big stigma to female athletes, how they're supposed to be, how they have to show themselves, like we have to work and sacrifice everything and we can't have fun and we can't be pretty outside court and you don't have to dress up, like you need to be like this tough woman. And I feel like that's bullshit.
Yes. Well, every person is different and should behave however they are.
Yeah, I mean, especially also it's what you said, like not always, but often male athletes, like people don't care what they do off court, how they
have
are.
more freedom to behave the way they are.
Exactly. Yeah. So for me, I just want to show everyone that you can work hard, you can be disciplined, and you can have fun outside of the court, you know? And just because a lot of people don't see how you're practicing 5 hours a day, dying in the heat, and then go out and eat something doesn't mean you're not working hard, you know?
Every single of the best coaches we had here, and we had like Darren, Ivan Ljubicic, Brad Gilbert, Patrick Moratoglu, Wim Fissette, like all of them, they say that if you don't enjoy life outside of the court, it's impossible. Like there's not a single one who says like, if you don't make it everything about tennis, you will not succeed. It's all the way like around.
Yeah, and also last time Thomas Johansson, you know, like the typical one, the pre-match day, where you play an hour and he was like, fucking shit.
Yeah.
And you go to the coach and you're like, can we play one more? Just because it's so bad that you want to fix it.
Yeah.
And then the second one is bad, so maybe you want to even play.
Sometimes he did like 3 hours.
I think he did 3 times.
No.
and now he learned, and he knows that he should have done it different as a player. But when his player comes, he's like, you know what? You're not gonna fix anything. Just go to the cinema or do whatever you want. But you're not gonna lose it. Tomorrow it will be there.
Well, he said he has the rule with the player that they do like the 1 hour of tennis or 1 hour and a half. Then they talk 20 minutes more, and then it's forbidden to talk or do anything tennis related.
Yeah.
Like for the rest of the day, you have to really like switch off and forget you're playing tennis.
Yeah, but that's also, it's so, my dad says the same. It's like, if you have like the best, you know what he says? Often if the warm-up, like the 30-minute warm-up before your match day, if the warm-up is really, really good, it's not a good sign. Yeah. It's not a good sign because it's like the expectations are high and it's going to be even tougher in the match. So every time I had a shitty warm-up, he's like, that's great.
Yeah. With you is the first set of the match.
What?
If you do if she wins first set like 6-0 or 6-1, you can be sure that trouble is coming.
It's trouble zone. It's like
because
danger.
If she goes 2-2 on the second, you know, like she's playing like shit. If she didn't break, but like this is like in Miami.
But with my game style, sometimes I have a few games where I lost it.
Oh no, I have to, you know.
With her coach, we're always like, no. Don't win 6-0, like get a break or like, you know, like 6-3.
Get in trouble.
Get in trouble on the first, and then it's the other way around. If you lose first set, most of the times, you know, like good stuff is coming, you know, like they're gonna fight.
When we just started talking about tennis, about your tennis, and I remember our match.
In Roland Garros?
I remember.
I probably lost it a couple of times. I was kind of stressed.
I was stressed as well. So 2 people were. So it's, first of all, funniest matches ever when you can tell 2 people are stressed. Like it's always the funniest thing. But no, this is one thing that I feel like it's trauma coming up because you had an insane serve day. Like, I don't care.
I don't even remember.
I don't think she will agree.
I don't care. I don't care about your forehands, backhands, for whatever. She had 22 aces against me. And we played 3 sets. 22 aces. And like, I feel like in third set,
couldn't put one.
In third set, 20th ace. Like, I had like, I don't even know the score anymore, but I know 20th ace. And it was my first time on the big court.
Yeah.
And the player's box is 5 kilometers away.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just after your ace, I'm just turning around and I'm just standing and I'm like, what the hell? There's nothing I can do. So I remember that. You were serving very well. I will never forget that.
I was very stressed.
Yes, that Roland Garros. Well, you were in your darkest.
Yeah, and it was first round. It's tough. I was a qualifier.
Yeah.
You had
and I was in a very dark spot. I was like,
and a lot of expectations.
What advice would you give to younger players that are like getting in a bit like of a similar situation of like, if I be number 4, if I'm 7 now, I'm a piece of shit? Because I was kind of, when I started traveling with you, you were like,
insane.
You went from 4 to top 10 to top 12, and you were like the way she was speaking of herself, it was like
at the race I was like 20, so it was not
not even like 16 or 17. Like
Caro.
I think you finished the year like 22, but because you could not play the finals. So if you
I don't know, it was like kind of, I don't know, I was like 4 and I wanted to like win my next goal, dream, or whoever dream goal was. So win a slam. So if it was not happening, like I was kind of obsessed about it.
Yeah.
So like everything that kind of stop you, like kind of put you trouble to go for it.
Yeah.
It's like I was getting so mad at everything. So if I was not playing good enough, or if I was like not lose, or like obviously every match is very tough out there. And then playing in France for me is like tough. Like it was very complicated. Playing qualifier was like very tough. But it's like it makes no sense. But I couldn't think on court.
Yeah.
I couldn't put like 2 thoughts together.
Yeah.
So then I was looking at my coach. I was mad. So I was not listening of what he was saying. I was just telling him it was like so bad. But just like, because I just wanted it, like you say, I just wanted it to happen. I wanted to control what I couldn't control.
Yeah. And it's so, first of all, I mean, I feel like everyone who's like watching tennis and is maybe not that invested as much as we are, they probably see, oh, Kara's playing a qualifier, easy draw.
Yeah.
Yes.
But every tennis player knows playing qualifiers is definitely everything but easy, because they have if you go through qualies, you win 3 matches. So you have 3 matches, you feel the ground, you feel the strokes, you have confidence. Playing a qualifier is always very tough. And that's what like maybe the outside world doesn't know. And that's what you know that they don't know. And then you start spiraling.
I mean, and sometimes it's funny because it's like qualifier means that it's a bad player. Maybe it's also like a super good young player coming up like
but let's be honest.
Like, we played Madalena Frejas in also like last year Australian Open, and she was ranked 100.
And she finished
and
top
when
20.
you lost the match, and like everyone was like, how can you lose that match? And then like 6 months after, she was top 20, So it's like,
but it's also
it's not a retarded player.
In qualifying, you're 103, and then in main draw, 98.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that 5 positions don't make a difference, But there's like, but I feel like one thing is also what I don't, because I played qualies. I feel like we have a joke in our family that I played every quali there is, and I had to go through every quali there is in every tournament, because I was always like 120-ish, and
just outside,
which is like a little,
At the end, it's true that in qualies there is like very young player coming up, very good juniors that we are supposed to make their way to the top, and you play someone with maybe like 200 first round main draw, but she's like 17, 18 years old, so like she maybe just won Wimbledon the year before.
Exactly,
like,
you never know.
I'm getting in trouble here.
Yeah, it's tough. No, but
no one knows her.
That's true. But it's part of it.
How are you trying to change a bit this dynamic now and go back to the roots, focusing on the journey?
Yes.
Because one thing is to be like aware of the situation. Yeah. And another one is like to really like, okay, I will forget I'm defending points and just like play for fun again.
Again, I talked a lot. Talking to people, talking to my close ones, definitely my sports psychologist as well. There's no shame to that. And it's the same. It's just going through the roots, or going back to the roots, just knowing what brought me here, the mindset, the practices, just really stopping to think about the results, and just, they always say, trust the process, trust the process. It's tougher than you think. but it really is about the process. Just maybe if you have a goal, what helps me, if you have a goal, the goal has, or it's not allowed for the goal to be anything with ranking, tournaments, but just maybe the, like, what do you want to do in practice? How is your mindset? Like, don't say anything negative for one practice. Like, this is, you start with little things. And one big thing is to allow myself to have fun next to the court.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing for me, because the past 5 months or like 6 months, I've been working a lot, especially in the gym, which is like, I see the difference. I'm so much fit. I've never been in this good shape in my entire life, which is like a big positive. But also, I did not allow myself to do anything that has nothing, that has nothing to do with tennis. Like, it was everything tennis, food. I drank my protein shake every day. I stretched every day. I went to bed on time. And I feel like sometimes it's okay to let loose, because the more strict, the more professional you get, the crazier you go.
Yeah, after everyone is different, and I think also depending of your age, you have to go through a path. But like me also, like when I was younger, I was like super strict, like on my diet, like on my gym. With my entourage, let's say I was not doing much outside of a tennis court, outside of staying in my room. But at the end, like I was not enjoying wherever I was. I was not really enjoying food. It was just like, well, I have to eat that, so I will eat that. And then you dream of eating something else.
But that's...
And then it's like, well, you know what? If I eat that pizza or that muffin today, it's not going to change my life, like...
But I mean,
it's like, it doesn't change much.
You won big tournaments with that mindset. And at the end, it didn't give you any joy.
No.
Yeah, but that's
so what's the point of winning big tournaments if you're not happy, you're not even enjoying it?
I was always telling myself I would rather be like, have the ranking I have right now. Like, if someone gave me like 2 options, be top 10 and feel the way I felt 3 months ago, or have the ranking I have now, even maybe 80, 90, but be happy and just enjoy what I'm doing, I would definitely take the 80. Because at the end of the day, just because someone is happy with what you have doesn't mean you have to be happy with it. Because if you're not happy, you're not happy.
And there's no point in doing something if it doesn't give you like joy, And one thing is to work hard. And if you want to accomplish anything interesting, you have to work hard. But I don't think there's any point on being miserable to achieve something.
100%. That's the thing. Because at the end of the day, why the hell are we here? We're here to have a good life, to have a happy life. Why do you keep on doing stuff that genuinely doesn't give you joy? And I'm not talking about, you still have to be disciplined. You have to practice. You have to have practices you hate. And it's more about like everything that comes in the long process. Because for me, I was always the player that was enjoying tennis, not because of the winning, the results also, but also with everything that comes around with it. I love meeting new people. I love, for example, what we're doing here right now. Like, we met through tennis. We're doing this because of tennis, so this is amazing. But then also, I'm in different countries, I'm in different cities because of tennis, but that's why I can go around and sightsee. I love taking pictures. I really love being creative. That's like also a hobby of mine. And if I take everything away and just keep the tennis, I'm not going to be happy. I feel like it's the bigger picture, and it's also okay to be like, listen, I'm a tennis player, but I also do different or other things.
The moment you're in peace with that, you don't feel guilty about it, I think you're starting to win. Like, in life, at least.
And it's funny because for like a couple of months, since Montreal, I've been having a really good time, and you can tell on court. Like, the way I play, I'm having a lot of fun again on court. My expectations are a little bit lower, maybe because of that. I still have matches like my last match with match points. Hurts until this day. But yeah, I feel like it's a learning process, and it's gonna be with ups and downs. But at the end of the day, I feel like for me, one thing I realized is to really don't listen to what people have to say. Just the ones you care about, the ones you want advice from. But everyone else, there's so many opinions.
It's too much noise.
So many opinions. And I mean, and I'm just talking about the negative critique, blah, blah. Because the difference with us, everyone has a bad day in the office. Everyone fucks up.
Yeah.
If we
Or
fuck
you
up, it happens on camera, live,
you don't
and
see it.
everyone sees it. And everyone is allowed to have an opinion. I mean, we also have opinions, but it's just...
And how do you try to protect yourself from that?
I actually stopped reading about myself.
Yeah.
Because it was the first time for me that so many people knew who I am, knew my name, and then they started writing about me. And which is like crazy for me is that they write about everything. Like whatever
even things they don't know.
Things they don't know, even things you do. Then, I don't know, I post a picture of a donut and they're like, oh my God, isn't her arthritis gonna get worse when she eats that donut with sugar? And I'm like...
But judgment always comes from successful people. Because at the end, people who are doing well in life, they don't spend their time judging others. Now, I'm pretty sure that, like, you don't spend time criticizing, oh, this player, oh, she lost, she blah, 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 you know, like... I think when you're able to really theorize, that, like...
Yeah, but that's one thing that's, I feel like, getting tougher and tougher with social media, technology in general, is that everything's very close to you. So I feel like also for me, I need to find a balance between being online and just also taking time for myself to like just get completely away. I really stopped reading comments, especially after losses.
Well, those are scary sometimes.
I'm gonna be honest, I have a therapy that I really enjoy. If like I block people.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice.
I block people because I'm like, and I don't care if it's something that's negative, like critique, whatever, I block them because
fair enough.
It's my Instagram, it's my site. Why do I need to read people's opinion? If you don't like me, don't go on my page.
Yeah,
it's easy.
It's as easy as that, but
exactly. So this is my therapy, and gonna be honest about it.
That's good. I mean, if they do it on the street, maybe it would be illegal, no? If someone on the streets says whatever they're saying to you on Instagram.
And that's the thing, because I feel like critique is important, and you can't like everyone. I don't like everyone. No, I'm not expecting everyone to like me.
Yes.
So, but everything I say, if I say something also to my mom or something, she's like, oh, but that wasn't very nice of you. I'm like, I can tell that into the people or the person's face. Like, this is what I like, the philosophy I do it with. If I talk about something or maybe someone, I am very confident that I could tell it to your face as well. If I can't, I'm not going to say it. No, same thing to the other people. I'm okay with someone coming up to me and criticizing me. But like, if someone is telling me, oh my God, a dog has a better surf than you.
Because one thing is constructive criticism. One thing is when you're like trying to help the person.
Yeah.
And first of all, like, you know, like, I can't judge Caro surf. You know, like, I'm not in a position, like, you know, where like, I should, like, and that's like very funny, you know, when like...
But even and that's the thing, even I am not in the position to judge her serve. That's why I don't understand.
But you know tennis, you know, like...
I do know, but like, this is like the...
Me, sometimes I get like, as I have a private Instagram, sometimes I see my request one. I'm like, okay, who's this request, you know, after her matches? And sometimes I cannot help myself and I open it.
Yeah.
And sometimes like a man with his kid, his baby, like saying the most fucked up things you can imagine. And there you're like, okay, like, poor person, you know, like, they're like sick, because who, like, on earth, sane?
Obviously, if it's fake accounts, it's tough, but I can't just be quiet when it comes to stuff like that, because if you be quiet, if you don't say anything, they will keep on doing that. So for me, I always I always encourage people to, whatever it is, speak up about it, even if there's no solution, just like make it a topic, because if the more you speak about it, the more people will see it, and the more often maybe a solution will come.
The real shame, I think, is that like social media platforms it's very easy for them to really filter out hate speech and just block it out, you know. And I feel like sometimes like, and me, I don't care. I don't care for me. I don't care much for you. But when you feel like all these 15, 16 years old players coming up, like...
This is what I mean. Because also for me, I know I have a good support system behind me. Like, whatever happens, I can always talk about it and I will definitely get help. But other people don't, especially people who maybe are very sensitive to stuff like that. They maybe don't have anyone to talk to. They don't have a psychologist to talk to. They will get very hurt by that. And it does something to you. Same thing as bullying. Like, it's...
I mean, it's bullying.
It is bullying.
It's bullying, literally. And it should not be okay when they do it, especially like to younger girls or younger boys, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like there should be a consequence. Because if I go on the streets and I tell you like half of this, what people do,
Yeah.
you could sue me and I would be in trouble.
Yeah. And it's only because it's behind closed doors.
Yeah.
No one would do that in public.
Yeah.
No, they would probably be impressed if they come to see a match in real life.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
it's sick addicts.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, doesn't make it okay. But also you just have
Yeah.
to be able to relativize and say like, okay, like this person.
I mean, there is we have it in Germany. I don't know if I'm not sure if the WTA, I think the WTA is also helping a little bit with that, with that you can, how do you say that?
There is like a platform we can filter what you have on your Instagram.
Also, but I mean, you can start, oh, I forgot how you say it.
Report?
If you go to the police, you can actually like make a real police report, and they found the real person, and the real person is getting I just know the German word, Anzeige.
We got that one.
Banned or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's like, I'm gonna go. No, this is important.
The thing is that you want to spend like so much like.
What is Anzeige in English? What the hell?
I mean, maybe it doesn't even exist the translation with German words. Sometimes it's like okay.
Advertise. No, Anzeige.
I like there's like public information that this person is harassing or something or.
No, wait.
We are gonna learn a German
new
word.
No, I feel. What is it? Google is not helping me.
Well, if not, we will add it
Yeah,
after
just
for context.
file a complaint with a lawyer.
Okay.
But yeah, we have that in Germany, and you can actually start doing that. That you go to the police or go to a lawyer. Obviously, it costs something.
Yeah. The thing is, like, it costs your money,
time,
your energy, your time.
Everything.
It puts you like bad vibe in the mind.
Yeah.
So you know what, you just want to move.
I think you have to. The best way is to develop a way where you don't care. You don't see it first, which I think you can find tools to do it, and then don't care.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, like even Sloane Stephens, I think in the episode she shared that she has 2 persons in jail by things that they did offline.
FBI,
like sending stuff to their house and stuff, like
grandparents or something.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. But for me, I can't stay quiet.
Yeah.
No,
for me, it's like
I think talking about it is very
important. It's giving me energy knowing that I can or they're gonna have a lesson, because like I'm not okay with people getting away with that stuff,
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's okay for others if they don't have the energy for it to like delete and block, because I feel like everyone should do what they feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for a fight.
I think there needs to be
ready for a fight.
Push the social media companies to really find a solution.
Yeah.
Like
but this is what I was thinking about, because it is not that hard to at least start some filtering. Why are they not doing that?
With AI, it's like
why
really
are they not
doing
like there has to be a reason why they are not doing that.
It's engagement, it's tiny platforms, it's comments, it's
and then they say freedom of speech, but where does freedom of speech
that's
end?
not freedom of speech. That's not freedom of speech, because in the street that's not legal.
Yeah.
If I say that on the street to you and you report it to the police, like that's not freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Insulting someone is like not freedom of speech at all.
It's not giving an opinion. It's 2 different things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Insulting someone is not freedom of speech.
No, it's not.
That's a good quote.
I mean, yeah, if I go to someone on the street and I tell her like you're so fucking fat, that's not freedom of speech.
That's not what they are saying, actually.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it here what they're saying, But if I go to you're the most ugliest person on earth, or like attacking people is not freedom of speech.
And then say it's my freedom of speech.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like
but it's true.
Like,
Jesus.
Different topic. You shared you had an autoimmune situation. I'm not
like
gonna.
that.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I like it.
I
It's
like
an
it.
enigmatic
I have
situation.
usually
the word. I read the word and I was like, I'm not gonna say that one.
The actual which word?
Yeah.
Okay.
But listen, normal people have like situationships with guys or other people. I have a situationship with my immune system, as Cara just said. What was the question?
No, like, so how did you learn from it, and how like it
affected you?
Thank you.
Yeah,
your athlete life.
Yeah, that's a good team. I
It
like
is.
that.
It is.
Well, I found out about it 2020, and so it's been 5 years, and when it comes to that topic, very long 5 years, because it definitely took me a while to figure it out, figure what actually happens to my body, and I always try to say it's nothing that makes me weaker, because this is how I try to see it, but it does make my life a little bit different. For example, most of the time I can practice and do everything like a professional tennis player can, but sometimes, and I had, for example, now I'm having like some struggles with it again. Sometimes it flares up, and it's just my inflammation in the joints come back, and you never know when that happens. That's the only thing that's like a little bit tough. If I had a normal life with no tennis at all, and I don't do as much sport, I don't think it would affect me as much. But as a tennis player, you're always at your limit, and my body, if I go over the limit, says stop.
Okay.
So this is usually when the inflammation come, which is also funny. They come often when I have too much stress. Which is also a thing why I have to try and be zen at all times.
It's a medical prescription.
Exactly. So, and when the inflammation come back, I have to tone it down. Like, I have to stop maybe practicing as hard, take a couple of days off, try get my medication in, and yeah, I feel like in the past 5 years I realized how to eat properly, like what to eat, what not to eat for my body to feel good, the supplements, and just the way of practicing. Like, they're with my coaches, they know about it, they've been with me for the whole 5 years, so they know how to do or how to handle it when it happens. But yeah, I feel like after Wimbledon I had a not that good. Like, it got very bad. Like, I had to take a week off, which is like the first time this year I had to do it. And you just have to wait it out and see when it gets better. And then I start practicing again. First practice really slow to see how my body reacts. And if it's getting worse the next day, that means I'm not ready. And if I practice and it gets better or it doesn't get worse, that means I can keep on practicing. And for me, I feel like by now I realized what pain is okay to play with. Like, there's pain where I'm like, I shouldn't do it, because if I keep on practicing, I will be out for a month, you know? And for me, knowing that sometimes one thing that I really don't like about this is that often I can play with the pain, and it's not gonna, like, I can't do anything about the pain, so I just have to keep on playing with it. And sometimes I go crazy, because if you always have like someone, like banging somewhere, you go crazy. So it's just about me taking recovery as my highest priority.
Yeah, because like when you have pain for an athlete, I mean, you understand that sometimes there is pain that you will play with and it's fine.
Yeah.
But like it's draining mentally.
Exactly.
Yeah. You cannot expect to enjoy tennis if it's painful.
And for me, I feel like after like week 2, week 3, I go crazy, because at the end of the day, it's a pain you can play with, and it's not getting worse, but it's there. And then in tough moments, when you're like tired and you're annoyed that you maybe couldn't do the one step you wanted to do, you start focusing on the pain.
Yeah.
So it's definitely very mental. And I do have phases where I'm like totally fine with having my situationship.
Someone is gonna say
It's good, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, I can't do anything about it, and it definitely changed my perspective of expectations. Maybe that's also one reason why I kind of find the middle or the balance between expectations and just happiness and whatever, is because like after Wimbledon, I couldn't play. Like, even if I wanted to play a tournament, I couldn't. And that's where the just being thankful, being on court again mindset came back. But obviously, a lot of times it gets very frustrating, because I can't play as much tournaments sometimes because I just have to listen to my body and take a break. And again, as you both know, I come from a Eastern European family, so the like working hard, practicing a lot was always like the highest priority, but I could never do it. Like, if sometimes I have phases where I compare my practice schedule to others and I'm so far behind, and that's where you start feeling, fuck, maybe I should have done more. Maybe I should have like practiced better. But for my case, I couldn't.
I feel you, like most of the people, and me too, like if I compare my practice schedule to the other one, I will as well feel like, oh, I'm doing less.
Yes.
And you will
Which is
always
not
be
true.
comparing to the people doing more.
Yes.
Like,
Always.
Yes,
but
it's
then you
true.
also hear
It's true. You don't always compare very fair.
you always that's always like
That's true. You compare like top 5.
Sorry, your imposter syndrome with the hardest working. Yes.
This is imposter syndrome.
But then you hear like Darren Cahill, he was sharing that with Andrea Gassi, and he's a boy playing five sets. Sometimes they never practice more than 1 hour and a half. You know, they were like, hey, it's 1 hour and a half. We go all in, you know, like no distractions.
Yeah.
Like we have a good time also. But like he said, we never played more than 90 minutes with Andrea.
It was crazy. But for me also, like with, again, my situationship, I realized, and also with like everything that's going on, I mean, I also observe other players and look at them. There's not only one way.
No, that's for sure.
It's like, and in every direction you can go. Tennis is such an individual sport. There's not only one way of playing on court, not only one way of practicing. And I feel like obviously there are like some stuff you always have to do, like discipline, but I don't have to repeat it. But at the end of the day, I feel like everyone's so different.
Yes.
With practicing, with some people, they're not doing anything. They're so talented. They're just hitting for 1 hour and that's it. Then you have other players that are doing everything. They practice. You leave, they still practice. You come back, they didn't stop practicing. And you're like, fuck, maybe I should do that as well. But I feel like if you trust the process, if you trust your team, you get the results in, and you know you're on this like right path, you have to stick to it.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's very easy to fall in the mistake, of like, if this person is doing this, I need to copy it.
Yeah.
And maybe it just works for them and doesn't work for you, and the other way around, no?
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes you can give it a try if you want, but it doesn't mean that it's going to work out.
Yeah, I feel like important is to always try and adjust to the better. Like to see, okay, maybe I'm doing this for weeks and it didn't work. Maybe try something else, but also not because the other one is doing that, but maybe because you want to optimize what you're doing.
And sometimes you have to be careful also on what you think others are doing, right? Because maybe like just people pretend or say something, but like, it's not the real truth, or they like to pretend or stuff.
Yeah.
And hey, like be careful, because like then maybe the truth is quite different from what you actually thought. Yeah.
But no, this is like, I feel like that's like one thing for me that's like I struggle the most with is not doing when everyone else is doing. Like when I have to do less, or it does make me feel a little bit weaker sometimes because I'm like, I can't change it and you just have to wait it out. You can't do anything about it. And I could have been practicing, I could have been serving or improving. And if you're not doing anything, you feel like you're getting worse. And that's a lie. You can,
Some other player have the same situation.
Sheep.
I think, no, Daniel Collins and Wozniacki, they have the same thing.
Yes.
Did you guys?
I mean, I never saw Wozniacki live.
Yeah, true.
And I do think because there are like different types of arthritis, or like, for example, I have spondyloarthritis.
That's the word I read, and I choose not to say it.
But it's it's okay. I write it wrong every single time. Like every time I have to write it, I write it wrong. So
that fucker doesn't deserve to.
And I have it, and I have it for 5 years already.
It's
I
your
have 5
revenge,
years.
like
Yes, I'm like, I don't know. And with Danielle, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I never had the confidence to kind of ask about it, because for me, it's
very personal.
It's very personal. It's also very private.
Yeah.
So I know that I'm okay with talking about it openly, and I wanted people to know, but I also didn't want this to be the reason. If I lose a match, I'm like, oh, it's because of
No.
But sometimes it is. But no, I always wanted to. And maybe this is my sign to do it.
Yeah, Danielle is
very open.
Yeah, I know.
She's very open
she's very
about
nice.
many things.
She's nice.
But yeah, I think, and like you say, you never used it as an excuse, and I think it brings also background to like who the person is, and like who is she as an athlete, but also like how is she as a person, and like what she has to go through. And
there's
this,
strength in being vulnerable, no? And I think
yeah,
also like
100%.
for your fans to understand you, like will make you even like you more.
But this is
in that
what
context.
this is one thing why I really was happy about the opportunity to be on this podcast is to, I mean, everyone sees the player on court, everyone knows
Yeah.
how they are as an athlete, but there's so much more to the person behind it.
Yeah.
And we don't, also one thing that I'm a little sad about, we don't have that many platforms where people get to know the person.
Yeah.
Not the tennis player, but really like the human being behind it. So for me, I feel like what you guys are doing is like the greatest thing ever. Also because you come, and you still are, from a tennis background, I would say. And this is how fans find out how the person is behind it. I feel like that's one thing that maybe basketball or soccer in Germany is doing really well. Like there's so many players. Everyone knows the player because every player kind of gets a platform behind it, you know, not only the highlights on court, but also who are they besides it, you know?
Yeah, that was our goal to begin it. Like for me, it was very shocking when we started dating. Like, hey, nobody knows like the behind the scenes, like how hard it is, how hard you work, you know, like.
Yeah.
Like at the end of this season, how will you judge if it's a successful season or not?
It's already a successful season. I mean, obviously it's always, every time you get this question, people expect you to have this crazy big goal and you have to keep on moving. And it is the case. I do want to go further. I do want to get better in rankings. I wouldn't mind winning a slam one day. Who would mind, you know? But for me, I know how hard I've been working. And that's also one thing people don't see. They see the result. They see when players are playing good and well, but they don't know that we've been doing this since we're 10 years old. So it was like 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of hard work for us to get where we are. And one of my biggest goals is to play in the slams in the main draw of all of the 4. And in US Open, I will make it. And hoping to end the year obviously inside of the top 100. But I think for now, even if I don't make a single point until the rest of the year, which is how I think, you know, it's like if I don't make a single point, what would happen? I will be in top 100. And this is what I'm trying to work on, is to appreciate the little steps and be happy, especially because my body is working. Which wasn't the case in the past years. And so it's already a very successful year. Let's see what comes.
And also it looks like as a person, and you learned a lot from like what your mindset should be.
Definitely.
So this is sometimes some very important step
and
for your life.
especially match-wise, with like, I had tough draws, but again, I said this is the reason why I'm playing, to be like on the same center or on the same stage as these top players I was always looking up to. Sometimes I got bagels, sometimes I got breadsticks. I mean, you have it everything, but I feel like I'm getting closer and my level is rising. And also for players who didn't have the chance to always play top 10, top 20 consistently, it's the experience I need. So I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do with it the next years.
Nice.
Good advice.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Eva.
No,
Yes,
thank you
it's been a
guys.
pleasure.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next episodes. And it would mean the world to me if you can share this episode with someone you think will enjoy it. Thank you and see you soon.